Hi there, I'm John from CNCKing.com, and today we'll make my closet organizer. I've been spending the last 2.5 months actually renovating my house. I need some renovations in a lot of different areas, and now I'm finally got that behind me, and now I'm just sort of improving on things while things are a bit of a demo outlook in the house. So part of that was my closet. I have the traditional closet where you just have that one rail, that one shelf, and that's it. And it's not very useful because you can't store a lot of things. And yes, I do have the machine and the equipment and the knowledge to make something incredibly fancy. I just don't see the point of doing that right now for the house. So I just want something that just gets the job done, because I have a lot of other priorities to get done in the house and of course my business as well. So the idea I came up with was just to make on top of the rail, you have the shelf. So I made a new one of that using 3/4 inch plywood. Then there's little standoffs, and then there's another shelf on top of that. So right away, I doubled the shelf space just on the top part. Now on the bottom part, where you put your shoes, I made a rack where you just have two standoffs, and then another one going across. So that means you can put small shoes underneath and boots and stuff on top. So right away, I increased the effectiveness, usefulness, organization of my closet tremendously right off the bat. So the plywood I'm using here is furniture grade 3/4 inch. I use a lot of it here in the shop just because it works so well, and I could actually sand the surface a little bit as well to get rid of some splinters and that kind of stuff. It stains pretty well as well, and it's pretty flat. It's really hard to find plywood that's actually flat. Of course, here you can see screws in every one of the corners and a couple of screws here and there to keep it flat. I don't really need it because I have a really strong vacuum table, but just from experience, whenever you think you don't need to do something, that's the time you don't do it, and then you go in hindsight, well, you know what, I should have done it. In this case here, you can see the wood is a little bit of a strange shape, and the reason for that is because this is actually a piece of scrap that I've had in the shop for a little bit, and I had to fit everything on that to do this project. Now you might think, oh, that's pretty easy, but I didn't know if it would fit, and it fit absolutely just dead on. I could not have spared another 2 or 3 inches here or there, and the amount of scrap left over after this will just go to the fire pit. There's almost nothing left. It's just amazing. Now when I did the assembly in the closet actually, which you'll see pictures of later on, everything fit absolutely dead perfect. And the problem I had was that the precision of this was higher than the precision of the closet, which meant that the closet wasn't totally square and flat. And I found out about that when I installed this, because what I produced was 100% dead flat, square, level, everything. And so that's sort of the fun thing about it, because you can make a design that's absolutely perfect, and then you put it into where it's supposed to go and you find out, oh, that wasn't perfect. So let me show you how it goes together. So this here is what will go above the rail down here. And on top of that, you have these. Now the reason why these ones here don't have a tab to go in here, because it's not really necessary. And you'll notice I also added screw holes into this. So this will be screwed to the wall this way. This will go on top, so that's plenty, This thing is not holding a couple thousand pounds. Then on top of that, I have another railing or another board just like that. That goes on top, and that sort of just inserts right in here perfectly. It's a perfect fit, so I just gotta use a hammer and knock it into place, and just the friction of that will hold it in place. Now for the bottom, as you notice, I had a strange sort of sized board, and that was actually a board that I've had in the shop for like the last year, basically, and it just sits there, and I thought, well, I'll just use that. Now the problem was, I couldn't make all of the rails this large. So you have to decide which shelf you're gonna actually divide in half in order to have it done. So I thought, the top you're pulling stuff back and forth. You don't really want something that's like a half shelf that sort of half fits into something, like this here. So what I decided to do was this will actually be for the shoes, because again, just gravity holds it down. There's the friction fit like this here, and nobody really sees it anyways. So basically you have two halves of this, and of course you have the tabs. This is offset because there's a baseboard, so it's offset by about 1 inch on the bottom of the closet. And here you have this that fits right in here, and the two sides, 1 and 2. So if you're looking for a custom closet or any of that sort of stuff, contact me at CNCKing.com. We can design it, fabricate it, and ship it right to your door.